We're going down the rabbit hole. Government cover-up, conspiracies involving the CIA. In 1975, Congress investigated the CIA at a concern that former President Nixon may have used the CIA in abuse of his powers. Nixon resigned from office the previous year in 1974, fearing impeachment with the Watergate scandal. One revelation from the congressional hearings about this was that the CIA had a secret assassination weapon, otherwise known as the heart attack gun. Before we dig in and unravel this, I wanted to share, just so you have some background information, and like we always say, don't take our word for it, do your own research, so you can actually listen to a snippet of Senator Frank Church asked CIA Director William Kobe a series of questions about the supposed death gun.
Well, I don't think the suicide is usually accomplished with a dart, particularly a gun that can place the dart in a human target in such a way that he doesn't even know that he's been hit.
There's no question about it. It was also for offensive reasons. No question.
Have you brought with you some of those devices which would have enabled the CIA to use this poison for...
We have indeed.
For killing people?
The CIA death gun, revealed in 1975 by Frank Church when he headed up a committee to investigate all of the alphabet agencies,
which are the Central Intelligence Agency, the NSA, the FBI, IRS,
and probably any other ones that you can't even name.
Right. And this death gun, or the heart attack gun, as it's known, was a gun that was powered. What was it, a Colt?
Yeah, it was fixated on like a Colt gun, and it was electronically powered, like somebody say by a battery, and it fired almost like an ice bullet. And what the frozen mixture was a shellfish toxin that caused a heart attack.
Yeah, and once this bullet fired, it entered the person. It melts without a trace, except for maybe a small dot in the victim. Sometimes nothing at all, supposedly. They would feel a small pinch or nothing.
Yeah, during the committee's hearings, they said it wouldn't even show up on an autopsy. It may show up as a freckle.
How come with all these conspiracies out there, this one doesn't get more play than any other ones? Because there is video of the select committee on YouTube that anybody could watch.
Yeah, I'm not really sure like why it never got mainstream or why it was never like a big conspiracy. Maybe because they just came out and said it, or maybe no one really knew about it until 3 years ago when it came out publicly.
Yeah, because also with this, it was discovered the Operation Shamrock, which is the major telecommunication companies shared everybody's digital traffic, just like today. You know, when we hear about WikiLeaks.
1945 to the early 70s. But
I think they never stopped.
No, it didn't. Because like, look at what Facebook just went on, up in front of Congress.
Yeah, saying they're sharing all their information, selling it to different companies.
So that still happens.
That's crazy, man. And this gun alone, if it took place back in the 60s, 70s, because there's a number of people, look it up yourself, do some research, and you could see how many people they supposedly wanted to target.
Yeah.
And how many people during this time, say even going back to 1945, when the Select Committee discovered this Shamrock thing, and how many people died of supposedly heart attacks that maybe were higher ups or had some involvement in this intelligent agency?
I mean, even when we went to DC and you go to any of the museums, right? They had that bee or that insect.
What was it called? The New Museum?
The Newseum.
What about the Spy Museum also?
Also the Spy Museum. But yeah, so they had a bee because they wanted to listen in on eavesdrop on people's conversations.
And
that was what, back in the
50s, 60s?
Yeah. So if they had that technology back then, what do you think they have now?
And that begs the question too. If this was going on, they had this type of gun, this type of weapon.
Well, they did. He said it.
I know, and
it.
they show you too, and it's just crazy to think about. And I don't know why more people are not up in arms about this.
Well, many believe that the CIA is using the gun still to this day.
Yeah, comment below. Let us know your thoughts.
Thank you for listening to Weekday Weird, the unexplained, the unsolved, and bone-chilling tales.